Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, we'll be doing some Rampant Green into France 6. Let's go. We have board A here. Starting Explorer is our Mountain, which is the worst Explorer. We're going to France 6 into my A2. Okay, so with this build, I like doing the very standard G3, turn 1, then I G2, and then I will alternate between G1 and G3. I said mountains is our worst explorer because that is our France 4, our triangle trade land. So when that coastal city gets built, they will have to build that adjacent town or add that adjacent town. So very unfortunate there. Our best explorer, yeah, no, as long as it wasn't mountain. So let's get that miner here and let's see what we get. So we got Call to Trade, which is seen as one of the best cards in the entire game. Now into France, it's suspect. We did get Roiling Bog, which is actually pretty amazing here, as I can Roiling Bog. Well, one, it's perfect element, right? But it also is a defend, and it's isolate, and has fear. That isolate is going to be critical to stopping that France 4. So we're going to go with Roiling Bog here. I'm going to place my presence. I'm going to go from top track, and I'm going to go right here. I'm going from top track because I want that extra energy, and I'm actually going to be playing my Roiling Bog here, and that is because I want to isolate that A1 stopping the triangle trade land. The key with this this specific matchup is I just want to stall the game as long as I can. So let's build, and Wetland is the follow-up. We have to France 6. We're going to France 6 into our jungle. Wetland is a great hit because I'm able to skip my A5 build if I really want to. We are now going to G2, and we'll grow once into that sands there, and then we'll also always grow, and we'll grow into A2. So we always do this on the follow-up, and usually so there are plenty of different choices to make here. Usually I like to play both of my moon plants, and then I like playing one of these others. So for instance, if I played stem, I would have the left tier of my innate twice. So if it was a sands mountain, what I could do is let the build go through, use stem to damage both towns, and then I'd have the left innate to clean up. But since it was not a sands mountain on the follow-up, that play doesn't work. Now I could just decide to take out the city here, which is what I'm thinking about doing 3 points of damage. Another option, if I wanted to be very greedy, is I could try to defend or skip my A1. I'm okay taking a blight to scale there. So we're going to use Overgrow on myself, of course, and we're going to create a... We'll actually do it here. Creating that Sacred Site. And now I'm going to give Gift of Proliferation out to the team. I could take it for myself, and that would just throw me further ahead. I'm not going to, though, just for the sake of simulating a multiplayer setting. Okay, so seeking the interior diaspora. So we'll go with this, or no, it's just seeking the interior, it looks like. Push that explorer. Beast Fear. And Dahan push. Sure. Mountain Ravage, I'm blighting there. I'm going to choose to kill the town here. Build wetlands there, and I'm going to choose to skip the build on A5. Once again, I'm trying to prevent the town limits, and the follow-up is the jungle. Excellent, and I'm going to France 6, this time into my beast land. So very good there. I'll be able to set up a slave rebellion on my A3 or my A7. Just as I had planned previously, I'm going to be using my stem here, 1 damage, and then I'm going to be using my innate twice, killing that land on A2. Beautiful. And now I'm going to reclaim, just like I stated at the beginning of the video. Let's get a miner here. And we're looking for a 0-cost plant. We already got one, actually. So, really... Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think I just grab Inflame, as it can add Strife, set up a Slave Rebellion. The rest of the cards doesn't really matter. I mean, I also could grab Cycles, the Blight Heal on my A1. I think I just go Inflame here. And we're going to go Presence from bottom track, having that 3 plays. And I want to be playing my Inflame to set up that Slave Rebellion nicely. I'll play my Fields Choked. And if I do Stem, Stem is also a nice card to play here. And the next turn I can do all of these cards. Seems pretty good. Debating if there's anything else I want to do here. I guess instead of stem, I could do gift of proliferation or overgrow. So here I can overgrow into my probably the mountain just to be on the safe side. I'll have the nice defend here. Defend 2. I could get edge cased, so maybe I'm not supposed to do this play. But I think it's okay because I want to set up the defend 4 next turn. Coastal towns multiply. That is a that's a big sad. Because that means my my A2 is going to get a town. Beasts destroy, and I do get to add a Dahan though. So at least I can add the Dahan here so it will still trade with the land. But yeah, that is blighting. That is such a shame. I guess I go here. Push that explorer to there. Yep. That is unfortunate. Build jungle. We will skip that. And the follow-up is the sands. We would have gone blighted if it was the back-to-back. I'm surprised it wasn't. We need to escalate. We'll escalate the town there. And this is why I put that sacred site here. So I think let's inflame there. We have the innates, the left innate here. We're going to do 2 points of damage, damage. And then I think we field's choked throwing the town there. And the idea is I could skip this ravage here. Slave rebellion. These lands. Pretty good. So let's do a G3 here. Get a minor, looking for a good 0. There's Carapace land. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's just Carapace land. The rest of the cards, I mean, these aren't bad cards, but Carapace land is just one of the best cards in the game. And we're going to put our presence right over here into A8. Play all of our cards. And we'll have our right innate that defend 4. We'll throw that in A3. We'll have Carapace land, a beautiful A3 there. I'm going to use Roiling Bog on my A2 for the Isolate to prevent a future Explorer. There is a 50% chance that A2 comes up, so there's a high likelihood. And then we'll use Get to Proliferation. We'll give that out. And yeah, I think everything looks pretty good here. So Slave Rebellion, we're going to resolve that over here. That will kill both of those towns, adding 2 Dahan. Wow. Gradual corruption. So that is very unfortunate for us, as I believe there's 2 cards in discard. Okay, so I guess I could pay 2 energy to prevent the blight from coming down. Oh no, maybe it's more. Might be more. Is it 4 energy? Okay, good. I'm like trying to figure out how I can pay for it. There we go. So we paid for it. Fatalities, sure. Ooh, adding another Dahan, but I have no presence. Gather a town. Let's not do that. Ravage there. Allow the Ravage. We have our Sands build, and this is what I was talking about earlier. I can let the build through here, and then my stem would just bunch it down and killing all of the towns. So I'm going to allow the build. And the follow-up is the coast, and look at that. Played around it cleverly with A2. And as I said earlier, we're going to use that stem. 1 damage to all of the buildings, and then I have that left innate here. Damage. Nice. So this looks pretty good for us. Be able to trade over here on A7. We skip on A1. 1, 2, 3, 4 towns. Okay, so let's reclaim. I was about to say, looking for a 0-cost moon plant. There it is with shadows. I could grab Scour, I could grab Portents for fear, but we just want unelement cards at this point. Presence into here on A3. We want Overgrowth so we could skip my A1. We want to be able to play a single... I think what we want to do... We go Roiling Bog. I think we do Stem and another Moon Plant. So I'm trying to max out that left innate here. I think this looks pretty good. I'll be able to defend both lands quite nicely. Defend. overgrow. And then next turn I could defend both of those lands. Should be pretty good. Harvest Bounty, Harvest Dust, perfect. We'll choose this land. Beast Destroy, nice. And Coordinated Strikes. That actually will clear both my jungle and my sands. Sacred Site Energy is nuts. Build Skip. Wow, that is pretty good for us, huh? And I actually think I just let the build through now on my A1 since my A3 got cleared. I now need to escalate. I'm going to choose to escalate into my A5 land. I'm going to France 6 into my A3 because I'll just die in the Ravage, and then I'll try to defend my A2. We're going to use Stem. Then we're going to use my Innates. Damage. Damage. Perfect. We'll use Shadows here. Throwing that Explorer into my A5. And this is where I could grab a Major with G3. I could Reclaim. There's plenty of different options. I'm actually going to grab Reclaim in Major. And I'll explain that in a second. Fortunately, we cannot win the game here. I was hoping we could. But we are, I believe, just a little off. That is perfectly fine, though. We'll just grab... We'll just grab Dream. We'll forget Gift of Proliferation. We'll put a Presence over here, creating that nice Sacred Site. And we want to be playing our zeros. We'll play Roiling Bog. We'll play Stem, Shadows. We could do this. And then next turn we win the game with Dream, and we'll win right before the Slave Rebellion. Oh no, Fearful Mobs. This is what I get for not double defending and not playing around the edge case. Well, luckily that saves it, I believe. Oh, Coast is Ravaging. Oops. For some reason I forgot that I don't know what I was thinking. It's been a long day. I could have just defended A1, but luckily I can just skip it. And we'll skip that. Gosh, skipping all day. We gotta escalate. France 6. I actually think we're just off again. How many fear cards? We're almost there. Use the Innates. Innate. Innate. How much fear do we need? We need 5 fear left. I got, what, 3 there. I got Reclaim again. I'm 1 fear off, so I get a minor. There's Primal. That will do it. And I'm just going to play all of my fear cards. There we go. There we go. And that is GG. So a very solid game with A1. I even though I did miss that on that missing town there. I mean, this is a solid game with green. I mean, I've played this matchup dozens of times on the channel. Very, very strong. I mean, even, like, we didn't even need Slave Rebellion. We were in full control. Sometimes the game can get fairly difficult if you're playing on a board with, or if multiple Sands Mountains comes up. Luckily, we had a pretty good balanced game.